Hello, this is Deep Sentinel Security. Need to put that package back now.
This is Deep Sentinel Security. Is there a reason you're on this property? Stop.
This is Deep Sentinel Security. Leave the property immediately.
Hey guys, it's Tom Kreitler from the Money Pit, and today we're going to review the Deep Sentinel wireless security system with live guards. Now, there are a lot of choices out there these days in security systems, but there's one really important difference about the Deep Sentinel system that you need to know straight off, and that is that this is the only system that has live guards built into it. So you get live guard surveillance, real security guards that are watching your feeds 24/7. This is important because most other systems that are out there show you the feeds, show you the footage after the crime happened. These guards can interrupt a crime in progress and call authorities in seconds. That's why we chose it for our house, and that's why I'm going to show you how to install it in yours. Now, everything you need is pretty much included in the box. So today we're going to talk about the 3-camera system. Now, these systems come in a number of configurations. You can get single cameras, you can put together groups of cameras. I need 3 cameras for my house, so I chose the 3-camera system. And also you should know that they come in a number of configurations. You can get both wireless cameras and also PoE, power over internet. So if you already have Ethernet cables run, which of course most of us don't, you can use the PoE. But for the rest of us, including myself, we're going to use the wireless cameras, so no wires required. So today we'll cover the 3-camera system. We'll also cover the mobile app. We'll teach you how to connect the hub, which is really simple. Then we'll talk a bit about installing the cameras and getting those angles just right so you're getting the coverage that you need. Then I'll show you the optional solar power kit, which is great if you don't want to have to change out batteries, which by the way, lasts a couple of months, so it's not necessarily inconvenient, but it's another option. And then we're going to test it with the guards at Deep Sentinel to make sure everything's good to go. So I'm ready to get started, and since everything's included, they also tossed in a screwdriver, which is the only tool I'm going to need today. All right, now that the app's installed, it's time to install the hub. Now the hub has to be connected by an Ethernet cable to your Wi-Fi router, but positioning is also important. You can't have it too low, you can't have it too high. So choose your best position, and then you're gonna hook it up right to the Wi-Fi. Now on the back of the hub, there's a port for the power cable and a port for the Ethernet cable. Then all we need to do is install the Ethernet cable right into the Wi-Fi router and wait for the light to turn green. All right, now that the hub is set up, it's time to add the cameras. We're going to do that on the app. Before we do that, I want to tell you a couple of things about these cameras. First of all, they're 1080p capable and they have a 130-degree viewing angle. So that's going to really give you a lot of protection once you set this up and get the positioning just right. It's also got a 2-way communication system built in. It's got a speaker and a microphone so that you can talk to the Deep Sentinel guards if you have to. If there's an intruder that comes up to your property, the Deep Sentinel guards can talk to the intruder, find out what they're doing there, and if they're not supposed to be there, they can tell them to leave or call authorities. It also has a 40-foot night vision capability, which is great because what's the point of having security cameras if they can't see at night, right? Now, they're water resistant, and they have a privacy mode. So if you want to turn them off, maybe you're having some family, some friends over, something going on in your house, you want to turn them off, no problem. You can turn them off for any set period of time you choose. Now, the AI that's built into this is really key to the success of the entire system. It's going to be measuring what's happening in front of these cameras at a rate of 50 times per second. And it's going to learn over time the difference between an intruder approaching or, say, in my case, deer that wandered through my property at night. So that's a really good feature to have. Okay, now that the camera's paired, I took it outside. I used the app to check the signal strength. I'm good to go. So now it's time to install the bracket. Now the brackets on these are pretty interesting. They have a tab when you pull this up that exposes the hole for the single screw that you need to attach this to your house. And because it only has 1 screw, there are 3 little buttons on the back, and that helps prevent the camera from twisting once you get this into place. So we're going to put it in place. We're going to check the view, make sure we're seeing, in this case, the front door out towards the street, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, now that the camera's installed, I get to position it as my next step. I'm watching the view in my app. I'm going to adjust this to get just the right angle. So now I can cover Yeah, that's good. Now I can cover from the front door all the way out to the street. Good to go. Okay, I'm ready to install my last camera, and this camera is going to be powered by a solar charger. And the reason I'm using a solar charger is because I'm doing this in a detached garage that's, you know, a pretty good distance from my house. Now, we do have a Wi-Fi network out here that can carry the signal. That's important, so we cleared that. We bought the solar kit to do this. Now, the solar kit comes with a high capacity battery right here, and you replace the battery that comes with the original kit. It comes in extra. And then what you do is you plug in the solar charger to the back. Now there's a panel up on the roof facing south that's going to power this, and I'll never have to change the battery again. All right, we finished installing our 3 cameras, and now I'm going to do a test with Deep Sentinel to make sure the guards can see me and that the cameras are working properly. Now, Deep Sentinel gives us sort of a hand signal to use for this part of the test, and that's what I'm going to do next.
Hello, this is Deep Sentinel Security confirming your request for response.
Yeah, hi, I just want to make sure that I was coming in strong. We just did a camera installation and that you can see me and hear me.
Yes, I can see and hear you fine.
Okay, great. Thanks. And that's it.
Okay, you're welcome, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you. Well, there's just one more thing I guess we ought to do. And that's the last step. Okay, so 3 cameras installed, and we really are liking the Deep Sentinel system. It was pretty straightforward, didn't have really any hassles with the installation. Took a little bit more time than they anticipated, but I have a really old house, so always have some surprises. But I'll tell you, the number one thing that I'm most impressed with this system is the fact that we now have 24/7 security guards watching our home through 3 cameras. I have owned ADT systems, I've had Nest, I've had Ring cameras. I've never been able to have a system where my cameras are being watched in real time. There's always a delay with these systems. By the time I see the video, if there were a crime, it would have already happened long ago. So now we have live 24/7 surveillance from a system that's really reliable, really super smart with the AI built into it, and I feel very well protected, and I think you will too.